Hey everybody, it's Mike at Stone Pillar Farm. Happy July 4th. Today I want to show you our mobile laying hen structure. This is another design that we worked with out of the Polyface Designs book. It's actually featured here on the cover. They call this structure the Millennium Feathernet. We changed it a little bit to accommodate our much smaller farm and less laying hens. We call ours the Ark because it reminds us of Noah's Ark. So I'll take you over here and show you just what we have going on. So this structure is an X frame, X frame built on 3-inch Schedule 40 steel skids. So I'll get you close to one of those so you can see this steel skid here. That's the only part of the structure that's touching the ground. Everything else is built off of that and comes up. The benefit of that is you don't run over any chickens when you move this. So you can move it any time of day and it just goes right over the birds. So that's the basic structure. The one from Polyface is much larger than this. It's actually 16 feet wide from steel skid to steel skid. Mine is 10. And the reason for that is my property is separated by a stream in the middle. So I have a pasture on each side of the stream and a land bridge that crosses between the two sides. And that land bridge is only 12 feet wide. So I had to immediately change their design to shrink down the width of this so that I can cross to the other side of my farm. So when I did that, it also changed the style of roof because the Polyface Designs Millenium Feathernet just has an A-frame roof, but if you squeeze in the bottom of the structure, the A-frame gets taller and the pitch of the slope of the roof gets a lot steeper. So it just got ridiculous when I drew it out. So what I did was I changed it to a gambrel style roof that you can see here, and so it's got multiple slopes on it that allow the structure to not be as tall, but it's still tall enough. I'm 6 feet tall. It's still tall enough for me to get in there and not bump my head. I can stand up straight on the platform, which was important for me. So this side of the structure has a ramp for the chickens to get up. And on this side, you can also see, right now we only have 80 laying hens, so we just have one 10-hole nest box. And that's all we need at this point. But I have room, I'll take you around to the other side. I have room in this structure to put 3 more nest boxes for a total of 40 holes. And that would allow me to get somewhere between probably 350 and 400 birds in here comfortably. So this side, you can get a good shot of the platform here, and you can see the roosting bars on the sides, and you can get an idea of the framing inside. So on this side, we went a little bit overkill with the stairs for our access, but my kids, I have a 7-year-old, 4-year-old, and 3-year-old. So my kids go up and down this. I wanted it to be nice and safe. So it's a little bit overbuilt, but it's much safer for them. So let me take you up on it. So as you can see, I can stand up straight. Easy to get in here, access the nest boxes, which there's a line for at the moment. And one of the benefits too of this structure is, if you've seen some of my videos before, you've heard me mention just that my farm has a lot of hilly terrain. Whatever structure I built for the hens had to be able to go anywhere. Up hills, down hills, I have a lot of side slopes that I'll be on. And so I didn't like the idea of having wheels, like having an eggmobile. This thing is like a tank. I mean, the center of gravity is really, really low. I don't have any worries about it rolling when I put it on a side slope. It's very sturdy, and it also keeps the birds really nice and cool. So it's a warm weather structure. In the winter months, they'll go into a hoop house, but in the warmer weather, they're out here, and this is like a wind tunnel. So any breeze that comes by just pulls really nicely through there and cools the birds down, and they have plenty of room to get out of the shade. So I like that a lot. It also is easy to pull. This is a 40 horsepower compact John Deere tractor. So nothing huge, but the right size for our 20-acre farm, and it pulls this structure really easily. I estimate this structure weighs probably about a ton, and it has no problems pulling it. And it pulls from this chain here. So I hook a chain to the tractor, and this chain you can see is splitting because it's going to a drawbar. So let me show you that. So this drawbar, what it does is it distributes the load when you're pulling so that you're pulling straight on the skid. What you don't want to do is pull straight from the tractor to the skids, because you're going to pinch the front of the structure together. So this bar distributes that load and allows you to maintain the structure without pinching it together. So that's really it. I wanted to show you guys what the structure looks like. And then one of the benefits too is you can move it anytime. So I used to use, first thing I built last year when we just had 36 hens, I had the Justin Rhodes chickshaw, which is a nice design. My two issues with it was it only takes 36 hens, and I needed more than that to meet demand for eggs. And I didn't want to just keep building these and have a million of them to move. And then the other thing is, you move this with the birds in it into their new location. And again, getting back to the fact that I have lots of hills here, when this is full of chickens, this has 36 hens in it, it weighs a lot. And so I was having a big issue with pulling this thing around. So if you're on a flat farm, and like super flat farm, and you don't have a lot of birds, this is a great design. It worked really well for us, you know, just getting started. But I've spent a lot of time building these last 2 years, and I kind of wanted to build one structure to rule them all. I'd like to just, in the winter, read a book or something and stop building all the time. So this structure will take us for years to come, and just allows us the freedom to not have a daily or every other day chore that has a specific time. In his book, I forget which book it is, but one of the books, Joel Salatin talks about burnout on the farm, which is a serious problem. I mean, you just, there's so much work, so much to be done. And he says burnout comes from chores, and he defines chores as things that have to be done at a certain time. It's like one of the aspects of what makes something a chore. And the problem with that is you become like a slave to that time. So I have to be out there at daybreak to move the hens. That can really start to just impact your frame of mind about your farm and whether you like what you're doing or not. So one of the things I love about this is it's almost 9 a.m. right now. I just decided today's a day for the move based on how they're eating the grass and disturbing the area where they're at. And I can come out now or anytime I want and move these birds. What I do is, you can see pretty well here, they had 2 nets set up around where they were, and then I put 2 new nets here where they're moving to. And what I do is I just open up the middle. It's almost like an 8, right? You got the top net, the bottom net. If you open up the middle, you can just drive the structure right through. The birds come with you, and then you close the middle of the 8 back in. So that's it, guys. I wanted to show you that.